I will follow all the rules, or almost all the rules you will give me, David. Okay, Your Highness, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, it is a great pleasure to be back in Qatar again. So I would like to thank Qatar and especially His Highness, the Emir, of hosting this event. It has been always the most interesting, and I'm very happy to have an opportunity to contribute it. So, over the past 2 decades, the concept of the security has changed considerably. Today, we understand that the security is a very broad issue. Similarly, then peace is much more than just an absence of war. Armed conflicts and terrorism are still risks, but today we realize better than earlier that extreme poverty, contagious diseases, and natural disasters can also cause serious threats to broad security. And of course, the biggest challenge of all is climate change. So our common challenges are becoming more and more multidimensional and global. And this means, of course, I think we agree that our cooperation must also be global. So all the respect for all different kind of the Gs, but I think that the most important G is the G192. It means the United Nations. In September 2000, we committed ourselves to reduce extreme poverty and to reach the Millennium Development Goals. And now, 10 years later, we have to demonstrate our firm commitment to live up to these pledges. And I say it, to live up to these pledges also when we're faced with a contracting world of economy. And even this is not just an economic forum, this discussion today, I want to mention also fair globalization and the need to accomplish the Doha round, which means to increase global security and stability. So, ladies and gentlemen, dear friends, monitoring and reducing military weapons builds confidence and increases cooperation, which is badly needed to resolve regional and global problems. This spring, progress has been made in nuclear disarmament. President Obama and President Medvedev signed an agreement that will substantially reduce the number of strategic nuclear weapons. So I think that we could and we have to congratulate United States and Russia and all of us on the New START agreement. And I hope further that this positive example will take forward negotiations on the non-proliferation of nuclear weapons, because the Nuclear Non-Proliferation Treaty still provides a solid framework for our cooperation. So, the linkage of nuclear safety to wider nuclear issues must be kept in mind too. The Nuclear Security Summit in Washington this April, where I was also, was a very good initiative in this respect, and I already guess your thoughts. I will say it was a good start. I hope a good continuation to the summit. And I might get some questions on that. All countries have, of course, a right to peaceful use of nuclear energy. Our common concern, however, must be to maintain effective security of all nuclear materials and nuclear facilities. I take a small example. Last year, an IAEA expert team carried out a peer review of the nuclear security system in my own country, Finland. Our experience is very positive on this kind of the work, and we strongly recommend that other states consider making use of these IAEA services. So just voluntarily, before the must. Ladies and gentlemen, I know your thoughts this morning, and we must have time and patience to focus on conflicts that affect security and global stability. And I say very strongly, even long-standing conflicts can be solved if we want. Over the years, the Middle East has experienced many moments of hope, but also setbacks and a lot of human suffering. And my deepest condolences today, all those who have the victims in this incident, what happened. But you also know And you are aware that the European Union and Finland as a member of State of the Union supports the negotiations that would lead on basis of two-state solution to a democratic and viable Palestinian state living side by side in peace and security with the State of Israel. And so I do welcome to you in this forum to pay attention to this issue. I of course hope that it would be a much more present situation, but anyway, that's the world. And the last but not least, Mr. David Foster, finally only mentioning, you cannot invite me without an opportunity that I mention the word women. And this is of course already mentioned by the Millennium Development Goals, because we all know that most of these, they concern especially women and children. But this year marks also other important milestones for gender equality. The Convention on the Elimination of All Forms of Discrimination Against Women was adopted already 30 years ago. The United Nations Beijing World Conference on Women took place already 15 years ago, and United Nations Resolution 1325 on Women, Peace and Security was adopted 10 years ago. This is a long years. It has been a lot of time for implementation. Dear friends, I hope that in next September we all make this kind of inequality to be a history. So thank you very much, and I'm happy to see you here, and especially a lot of new women too. So thank you very much.
Madam President.